First up, we've got a game out of nowhere called Planet Alpha. Now, this game, normally side-scrolling games don't even make me turn, it makes me turn a cheek, but it doesn't make me do any double takes. I'm not even interested in most side-scrolling games, but this one, as said on my blog post, had me at hello. This is Planet Alpha, and it's an adventure that takes place in a living alien world where you have the ability to control the day and night. It combines fast platforming, challenging puzzles, and stealth movements with a unique art style to create an unforgettable experience. The game started as a creation of Adrian Lazar in December of 2013. After 2 years of lone part-time development while he was working on Hitman at IO Interactive and later at Full Control, the project became fully financed by Capnova Investment Company. Planet Alpha will be published by Team 17, get this, on PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, including PC. So almost every platform out there, guys. This game looks beautiful, well put together, and is definitely one of those games that I will buy that is a 2D side-scrolling platforming game. This is something that we here at Cobra TV, we're not going to pass up, and I don't have a release date for it yet. The trailer says soon, and as soon as it's out, we will be playing it here on Cobra TV. So let us know down below what you guys think of Planet Alpha. Another game that we are following very closely, and it's one of the staple games that we are covering the development on, and this is a recent decision, is none other than Beyond Good and Evil 2. I think the title people are familiar with what Beyond Good and Evil 1 was, and I think people are just maybe skipping over the name that it's attached to. But I believe this is going to be one of the big titles of 2019 or maybe even 2020. And what you're looking at here on the screen is the city Ganesh. And this is a work in progress. The designers and artists are working all together, it says here on Michelle Ansel's Instagram post, on this massive city, and the in-game result is going to be fantastic. The player can freely go and land everywhere. The whole team is focusing on a playable build that will showcase different gameplay scales, from space battle to underground bar investigations and combat. Keep in touch on the Space Monkey program site for more hot news. Now, Space Monkey is a program where you can join them at bgegame.com. You could join them over there, and they ask questions about, what kind of city would you like? What kind of what kind of things inside the city? What kind of cultures? What kind of city biomes? Because yes, there's such a thing as city biomes. In this Ganesh city, there is a rich portion of the city, and there is also the slums portion of the city, places where there's crime, places where there's prostitution, and all kinds of things like that. And this city is going to be completely and 100% handcrafted on a procedurally generated planet. Now, this game is procedurally generated, but it's a handcrafted game aided by procedural generation. They made it with procedural generation so that way they could have big, massive planets. So pretty much let the procedural generation create the planet and its landscape. They can go back and refine it. There is another picture that I would like to show, and this is a picture of the star system that the game takes place in. Now, what you're looking at here is the smaller planet. The planet with the rings around it, which looks like a gas planet, but is much bigger than the one that we see in the gameplay demo. But right here, it says Dancing Rivers on System 3. So this planet here is System 3. This is the peaceful side of this double-faced planet. Now, if you look here on the screen, you can see the river system that he's talking about. Now, that's interesting because the procedural generation has created these places to visit on these planets. Now, it's up to the team to fill this world with handcrafted content, and Ganesh is the first one. And it looks like we're definitely going to be seeing them at E3 this year, because it's there was a quote from Michel Ansel about being at E3 somewhere. I seem to have lost it, but he said he will be at E3. So I'm going to put my chips in and bet that they're going to be showing off the city of Ganesh as a gameplay demo, just like last time when they were at E3, they showed off a demonstration of scale for and the seamless transition from planet to space, and the ships and how they work and everything like that. And so I really look forward to them doing that this year at E3, but this time with the city of Ganesh. They've been working really super hard on it for a very long time, and I am excited to see what they have come up with. Let me know down below what your opinion is on Beyond Good and Evil 2. A lot of people haven't done too much research into it, and starting this week, starting this week, we're going to go against the grain on our schedule, and we're going to start coverage, one video a week covering every topic there is, from planets to NPCs to multiplayer to ship customization, character customization, story, the play styles, what you can do and how you can play in this big massive sandbox of the game. So I look forward to doing the first video this week, and it should be on planets unless I change my mind and skip to a different topic. While we're on the subject with Michel Ansel, you might know another game that he's working on that kind of fell off the radar, and that game is Wild, which is another procedurally generated game. And fortunately for us, it doesn't seem that development on Wild has simply just stopped.
I'm just curious, how do you split your time these days? Got a couple of big games. How do you sort of, what do you focus on, and how do you split your focus?
It's very simple. It's half morning is Beyond Good and Evil 2, and afternoon is Wild. And the magic behind that is the team. If the team are understanding the game very well, if we have a strong connection, which is the case, and that's why here today the team presented you the game, and it's very important because that's their game also. So they don't need me every day behind them, so that's cool. I think it's cool for them too.
Replying to Instagram followers on the fate of Wild, Ansel said that the studio is hard at work on the game and fans could expect strong updates in the coming year. Wild is an upcoming open-world survival adventure game developed by French developer Wild Sheep Studio and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment as a PlayStation 4 exclusive. It's been in development since 2014. Michel Ansel made an Instagram post featuring an image of the game, stating that it is still in production and confirming the use of the in-house developed Linguini engine. Wild is set during the prehistoric Neolithic period, around 10,000 to 2,500 BC, in a procedurally generated world of seemingly infinite size. Within the game world, the player controls a human and can use smaller animals to spy on others, or larger animals to support the player and their tribe in fights with other humans by using shamanic-like powers. Once possessing an animal, the gameplay moves to the point of view of the controlled creature and then proceeds using the skills and characteristics of that animal. Initial plans for the game included a very large continent-sized open-world dynamic weather system, complete with seasonal variations, online play, and the ability to play as any wild creature in the world, including wolves, sheep, fish, ants, cats, birds, and so on and so on and so on. So I am looking forward to Michel Ansel's got his hands full, but there are two different teams that are working on both games. So if you see Michel talking about Beyond Good and Evil 2, doesn't mean that he's not working on Wild. He himself might be spending a lot of time in the studio working on Beyond Good and Evil 2, so therefore most of the things you see him talking about are coming from that studio and about that game, but doesn't mean his other team isn't still hard at work on making Wild. It's another game that I do expect to see at E3 this year. So guys, I really feel like E3 is going to be a big deal this year. A big deal. We've had some pretty shoddy E3s the past couple years, haven't we? There's been a couple good announcements, but you know, I really feel I'm putting my chips in for a good E3 this year, and these are two titles that I highly expect to be there. Well, let me know down below what you guys think of Planet Alpha, Beyond Good and Evil 2, and Wild, and I'll jump down in the comment section with you. Don't forget, we have the morning show Sunday mornings, anywhere between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for about an hour on Sundays and on Thursday mornings. And then we have the subcast where you get to call into the show and talk about pretty much, it's usually No Man's Sky, but you can change the topic anytime you want. And that usually takes place Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will also be moving all of the random gameplay series that we have, whether it be Revenge of the Survivor or Elite Dangerous Shenanigans, Cobra Lost in Space, to random test drives of indie games and just random games, are all going to be moved to Saturdays. So there'll be, if I've got 3 or 4 videos to upload of gameplay, I'm going to upload them all on Saturday, almost like Saturday morning cartoons. But we're going to upload the first one early in the morning, and then they'll be spaced about 2 to 3 hours apart throughout the day. So I'm excited to do that. I'm doing that so that way people know what to expect and when to expect it, instead of just getting a random Elite Dangerous video on a Tuesday this week, on a Monday the next week, on a Saturday the next week, on a Thursday this week, you know, so that way people know that if they want gameplay, and they're going to be uploaded on Saturdays, and there's going to be multiple, except with the exception of one new series that we're going to be starting called The Traveler, and it is Cobra going through No Man's Sky, sightseeing and going to famous locations within the game, player locations within the game, and visiting people's bases and showcasing your base or your creations or your planet suggestions, portal address suggestions. So that show will be called The Traveler, and I'm super excited to get that going, and that'll be set on a specific day of the week and will not be part of the Saturday uploads. And last but definitely not least, I want to thank my Patreon supporters so much. We are now in the process of purchasing a professional green screen. Can you imagine what Cobra's going to do with a green screen and No Man's Sky? Could you imagine what that's going to turn into? Can you imagine what he's going to do with a green screen and Elite Dangerous? Oh boy. So we're going to be purchasing that with this month's Patreon support, and we'll let you know. We'll make a video and we'll shoot it over to the Patreon supporters. When that arrives, we'll do an unboxing of it. We'll show it being set up, and we'll show Cobra trying to fidget around with it, trying to get it to work. So that would be a kind of a funny video right there. So that's all I got for you today, guys. Go ahead and leave a comment down below about the games we covered today, and I will see you. As always, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Until next time.